Well, if you take a look at this notebook, you will see that although the process is kind of like very lengthy, but it's not really complicated, right? It's actually and when you implement the logic in R, it's like actually super easy. Okay, so you can see that in one line of code, you already have the parameterized. You can implement the parameterized S curve in just like one lines of R code. Okay, and you can implement this the calculation for expected payoff in like just two lines of code. Okay, and then when you encapsulate these two lines of code inside a S apply, right? You can actually simulate a tool in a range of intensity, right? And then you encapsulate the S apply in an L apply, then you can simulate and compare multiple instruments together in just a few lines of code. Okay, so coding itself is not difficult. The difficult thing is like plotting, right? But plotting is not necessary. I just want to like for explaining purpose. I just want to let you understand the things better. Okay, so today what you really need to do is to understand. Well, if you really know what this code means, okay, then it already actually already encapsulates the entire marketing analytic, business analytic process inside. See that? Okay. So spend some time on this code, okay? Spend some time on this code. Now, if you don't want to make the beautiful graph, you can actually see that from the data frame, you can actually use one line of code to get the optimal result. Very, very easy, isn't it? Right? Okay, so the simulation of 4 instruments is like just like so many lines of code. And to get the optimal result is just like a line of code. See? Okay, so make sure you understand this code. Okay? You don't need to rewrite the code. You can reuse the code whenever you want to do business logic. Now let's do another. Let's try to see the things in a different perspective, a different aspect. In this case, I assume that we have 4 instruments, right? Each have a unique pair, a unique combination of MBA. But now, let's assume that this is the age group, right? The age group distribution of our, in the Tafang data set, the age group distribution. Now, I want to assume that the 4 parameter combination each represent the effect of the instrument to an age group. I mean that there is only one instrument there, okay? But the MBA of this instrument are different in different age group, okay? See, okay. Again, let's say that this is the coupon, okay? So, and this is the young age group. This is the elderly, and these are the working people, right? So, what would you say if you compare the MBA of for this group and this group? What would be the difference?
Young people will take whatever coupon
Sorry?
Like, if the young people, even if the coupon is of less price, they will still use it.
Yeah, yeah. So, which means the S curve will move to the,
Less.
yeah, will move to the left. Okay? Isn't it? Okay? Uh, and now if I'm sending like a gift, right? If you come to the store, I'll give you a gift. Okay? And if the gift is a toy, right? It's the like uh, kind of like a cartoon toys, things like that. Um, what would be the difference between the younger group and the elderly?
Younger group will use it more than
The effect would be higher, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, right? The M is going to be like higher for younger group, be lower for elderly. Right? So if I'm sending a gift like a blanket or some health health food, then it will be more attractive to elderly, right? So the elderly will have a higher M, and the youngster will have a lower M, right? So the same instrument would have different MBA to different group of people, okay? So I assume that this four MBA combination, each apply to a group of people. This is assumption, right? It's just a simple assumption. I want you to find the optimum strategy for each group. Okay? Find the optimum strategy, something like this, right? I want you to change the code. Okay? You change the code so that the MBA is no longer applying to the entire population, but an age group. Okay? But an age group. Then can you like use this I think you can use this code, right, as the base. You change this code and then try to find the optimum situation. Can you do that?
Right now?
Yeah. Do you want to do it now? Try to do it yourself, okay? I actually have a reference code down here, okay? Try to do it yourself, okay? Each group stay together and try to do it yourself. I'll give you like 10 minutes, okay? So if you do everything right, the answer will be like this, okay? The calculation would be very similar, right? Would be very similar. The point is like, right now you have four different set of age group, right? First of all, you need the data like this, right? To separate the age group. And then this is the key, right? Within the function, you filter out. Here you are applying the entire tool to the B data frame, which is all of the customer, right? Now you want to replace the B data frame to the AG data frame. And the AG data frame will be defined by, right? Will be, as you can see, it filter B for age in age group I, right? Okay. This is the point, right?
Professor, you've already solved it.
Yeah. I want you to like write again yourself, okay? And see. You basically copy this code and try to like try to write some other code to well, this is my philosophy. I don't really expect that you can like write a program from scratch, right? But I hope that you can like use the code that I'm giving you to solve problem. Yeah.
Professor, that instead of age, we can take area as well?
Yes, yes. Whatever group that you can define it, right? So as long as you can do that, you can actually apply the same analysis to whatever group that you would like to focus on. Okay. Because of the time, maybe let's do it together. Okay? Let's do it together. Let me open the block. Okay? The trick is you want to reuse this code, right? So, yeah?
I did it for area Z115.
Sorry?
I did the code, but only for area code Z115.
Yeah, you can do that. You can do that. Because you want to reuse this piece of code, right? So you copy this piece of code and paste it here, okay? And before anything, you need to know the age group, right? See, and the X. You copy the code you needed here, okay? See, now what you need to change is here, right? Because you have 4 group, right? So it's like 4 group, isn't it? Right? And before the S apply, you want to do a kind of like a, you want to define a data frame called AG, right? Because all of the code, they apply to the entire B data frame, right? And now you want to subset, you want to do a subset thing, or filter type of function, right? So you define a data frame called AG, and it would be filter B and age. Now you have age group, right? Because it's a list, right? So you want to use the list index I. See? And then if you also want to include the area code of 115, you can do that, isn't it? Right? Let's skip it now, okay? So after that, we need to change here from B to AG, right? Isn't it? And then here is again AG. That should do it, right? That should do it. And at the end of the code, we want to select the optimum strategy for each of the instrument, right? For each of the age group. So let's do that. And see, that is the result, right? Okay, that is the result, which should be the same as the result here, right? Okay, so not too difficult, right? Not too difficult at all, at all. If you want to like as you say that if you want to add a condition of the
No, Professor, I removed the age group and put the area instead of age group.
yeah, that's another way that you can do that. You can define age group here, right? And then you can replace the age group by area group, and then it would basically be very similar, very similar. Okay. Now, we have about 30 minutes left. We need to discuss what I want you to do in the final presentation, right? Okay. With that, I really want you to like do a marketing plan, okay? And to help you do the marketing plan, I'm giving you a simulation tool, okay? There's a simulation tool called TF7B, okay? Open this one. Should be 7B, not 7A, or 7B, okay? And after you open that, you will see a run document, okay? Run this document. And now, this is the simulation tool, okay? Now, in this simulation tool, here you can select the age group, okay? You can select the age group, whatever age group you want to include, okay? And then for this age group, there are two instruments. Actually, there are two group of two age group. This is group 1. This is group 2, okay? So you can have two different set of age group, I should say that, okay? And then you have two instruments, right? And the same instrument, this is instrument 1, and the pink color is instrument 1, the blue color is instrument 2, okay? And they behave differently on the two different age group, okay? Now you get the idea, right? You have two set of age group, and you have two instruments, right? So in combination, there are 4 different set of MBA for per age group, per instrument. Okay, so you can actually use this slider bar to change the MBA here. Okay, for example, if I reduce the so as you can see that the will change, right? The things the line will change, and the simulation result will change. See? Here, because I decrease the effect for the first instrument, right? Then you can expect that the expected total return would reduce, right? If I reduce it, as you can see that, in compared to the blue one, you like, okay? So this is called interactive simulation, okay? So within this tool, you actually can have like 2 age group and 2 instrument and a combination of 4 different MVA, right? And you can adjust the MVA to see the expected result, okay? Now, as you can see that in this age group, instrument 1 is better, right? Okay. And for this group, instrument 2 is better, okay? That is a simulation tool that you can play with, okay? And for our final, there's a mosquito try to bite me. Okay. Okay, this is the final project. We don't really have too much time left, right? Plus, we have Christmas ahead. So I really don't want to bother you like too much, but I really want you to have the opportunity to wrap up the entire course and to get a holistic, systematic idea about the business analytic process. Okay, so the point is to, based on the result of all of the analysis so far, right? I want you to make a marketing plan, okay? Kind of like a marketing proposal. Suppose that you are working at Tafang and you are marketing people. You want to make a marketing proposition to your boss, right? But you're not just like, I suggest you do this, do that, do that. you want to like back up your, you want to support, justify your marketing plan by analytic data, right? That's what we want to do, okay? And specifically, I want you to design two instruments for two target customer segment, okay? Kind of like this, okay?
Professor, then the instrument would be changing MB and A, and
Sorry?
so in order to design the instrument, we have to decide a value for MBA and X.
But the X is actually, you can simulate, right? You need to specify MVA, then you can determine, you can optimize the X after you determine MVA. You get my point?
Professor, how?
No, I will explain that. I will explain that. Okay. I know that it's very difficult for you to like, for example, if you want to like do coupon, right? Coupon is easier, right? So they're a face value and kind of like straightforward, right? So if your instrument tool are something like, I want to make a discount on some product category, okay? Then if your strategy is like, I want to, say if your buying amount is more than 1,000, I will give you like $100 discount, thing like that. The marketing instrument can be very complicated, right? Okay, you can, as you already have presented in your midterm, right? You actually can apply. Still, you can apply your your creativity over the analysis that you make, right? You can use your creativity, right, to design your marketing tool. But at the end, you need to specify its MBA by assumption, right? At this point, you should not. You know, if you really want to do a very good MBA type of things, as I tell you that it usually need to do some. You usually need to do some marketing research. You usually need to do some experiment, do some trial, do some marketing trial to gather data before you can have an idea about the MBA, right? But right now we do not have the time and we do not have the data to do that, right? So you can like, you can use your creativity to create the instrument, whatever you like to, okay? But after all, you need to like reduce its, you need to reduce its cost-effective function to an MBA, okay? And that is assumption. Just do it. Just do it. Simply do it, right? Don't need to. Don't need to justify how the operation of the instrument come up with this MBA. Right? Don't need to do that. Okay. You get my point, right? Still use your creativity to say the instrument, right? But when it comes to the MBA, it's just assumption. Okay, you just do the assumption. Okay, just do it. But I want you to like apply the instrument to different group of customer, right? So the MBA should be different. Okay, the same tool when you apply to different group of people, right? The MBA need to be different. So you need to make assumption on MBA per instrument per segment. So if you have two instruments and two targeted customer segment, you have 4 set of MBA. Okay?
Professor, in the simulation, you've used age group. Is it okay if you use something else instead of age
Yes, yes, whatever you want to do. Okay? If you use age group, you basically can reuse the simulation tool here. Okay? If you use edge group, you can actually use the simulation tool here. It's kind of easier, right? If you want to use the other group, then you might have to modify the tool before you can actually do that.
But Professor, we have all the codes, so the simulation is just visualization?
Now the simulation is kind of like it's still an IMD file, right? Okay? But unfortunately, I do not have time to teach you how to write the simulation code yet.
So
Okay.
if we change the customer segment instead of age group, we do something else, is it okay if we do not have a simulation for the final presentation?
Yes. Yes, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah. If you don't want to use age group, you can create the other type of groups. But well, that the simulator might not work. You need to like do the program by using the code here. Okay? So maybe the easiest thing is like just to use the simulation tool, use your edge group. Okay? But I want you to like
The simulation tool is difficult because
what?
do you code first or do you use the simulation tool first?
I would suggest you use the simulation tool first.
Because in one segment and one instrument, there are three options, M, D, and A, that we can change. So how...
But in this simulation tool, you can change 4 MVA.
like, I don't know, if we want to decide the answer for one, the optimal answer for one segment and one instrument, we have three variables that we need to keep changing. So, using simulation, how will we know if it's optimal? Because we need to continuously change three variables, which might mean...
No, the way it works is like you set the MVA first,
Oh,
and then you see the optimum result after given the MVA, right?
okay.
Right?
Oh,
That is the logic, right? So the logic is like you want to make assumption on this MVA, and you want to rationalize your assumption, right? As I told you that if you are sending coupon, then for younger group, that MVA should be on the left, and for the working group, their MVA would be on the right, right? If you're sending some healthy food, some kind of elder people will have a higher effect, right? The MVA will be higher for elderly, and will be lower for the youngest, right? So you want to set the MVA first, right? After you specify your instrument, right? You start to set the MVA, okay? And the difference between the group, right? The difference between the instrument should have, you need to have some reason, right? To justify the MVA that you are given, okay? And then given that MVA, you can use this tool to find the optimum situation, isn't it? Okay? So you know that given that MVA, which tool should you use on this group of people, right? Which tool should you use on this group of people, right? What is your marketing budget? Okay? When you spend this much money on the specific set of customer, what is the expected payoff, right? Okay, you want to justify your proposal by business analytic results. Okay, that's what I want you to do in your final presentation. Okay. See, so rationalize your assumption, right? So you can estimate the cost effectiveness. Okay, so make your marketing proposal, right? So the instrument, the targeted segment, budget requirement, expected payoff. Okay, that is what I want you to do. Problem? Question? Okay, I want you to so you have your you should have a presentation file, right? Okay, and plus you should have your notebook. Okay, after your programming, right? See, so try to use some of the results in the midterm, right? Because you already spend a lot of time to choose the focus group. So try to reuse that, okay? But the most important thing is to I want you to make the assumption and make distinctive assumption for different instrument and different segment, okay? And I want you to rationalize the difference among them. Let me say it again, right? So the important thing of the final presentation is I want you to make assumption, make distinctive assumption on different instrument in different customer segment, okay? And I want you to use the data, right? Use the data to justify your assumption, okay? Try to do that as fast as you can, okay? That will be your final presentation. Question? No question? That kind of wrap up our course. As I told you that the entire business analytics, well, the way that I see people teach business analytics is like they are teaching building model, right? But as you can see, that building model is only a little step, a small step in the entire business analytic process. After all, what is the purpose of being business analytic? After all, why bother doing business analytic?
To increase profit?
Sorry?
To increase profits?
To increase profit, to make good decision, right? You do analysis to help you make a good decision under uncertainty, right? Isn't it? And in order to do that, just doing modeling is far from enough. Okay? Modeling is just modeling prediction is just like only one step. Okay? You actually need to use the model to do prediction and use the prediction plus your assumption, and the assumption need to come from your like domain knowledge, right? You combine the two, then you can make it work. Okay? So it's not, let me emphasize again, in our course, I'm not going to teach you, like, it's not our objective to teach you a lot of model, a lot of very powerful model. It's not what we are looking for, okay? The model that I'm teaching you is actually the most basic model. But in the R environment, let me emphasize once again, in the R environment, a model is like a black box, okay? So to build model is like just fit the data into a function, and then the package will build a model for you, okay? So using a linear model, using a artificial intelligence model, machine learning model, is basically very, very, very similar to what we are using linear regression and logistic regression. So after all, you are using it to do prediction, right? Okay? And there's one line of code for building model and another line of code for doing prediction. The important thing is after you do the prediction, how can you turn the prediction into decision? And that is the essence of business analytics. And that is the thing that I want you to capture in this course, okay? Question? Okay, if there's no question, then next week will be your presentation, right? I know that, well, it's difficult because it's the day after Christmas, but so just do your best, okay? Do your best. This is not very difficult, right? It's not very difficult. I just want you to like kind of wrap up everything and understand that the process from prediction to decision. Okay? Okay, that's all for today. I'll see you next week. Okay?